Alrighty then. What's up, everybody? Captain Gonzo, that Fly Sim channel. Let's get this party started. SimWorks Studios Kodiak 100, as the description and the title suggests. We're picking up right here where we left off last night at Friday Harbor up in Washington. Nice little scenery. A big shout out to Gramps Aviation for bringing us here and checking out a custom scenery that is provided by Asobo. So it looks very nice, man, for a default airport. All right, let me cut back the music here now that we are officially live. Hopefully you guys can hear me a-okay. By the way, something I mentioned yesterday, one of you guys, Gramps Aviation, by the way, he called me out, let me know the microphone sounded a little bit kind of a little gainy, if you know what I mean. So if at any point, guys, you don't like what you're hearing in terms of quality, let me know, and then we can go ahead and make adjustments on the fly. No pun intended. Prime OG, what up? Where we at, my boy? We're back in the same spot, bro. We're at Friday Harbor. That is going to be where we left off. Element, I may have to join up, bro. If you want to, get in here before we get wheels up. We're going to be setting up here in just a few minutes, so check it out, guys. Here's the route, right? We're going to be checking out the Kodiak yet again, this time with the cargo pod. And we're in a full cargo config, right? But let me show you something that I really appreciate here from SimWorks Studios. Take a look at that PT6 bay there. So you can see all kinds of cool stuff here. Let me see, is the dipstick on the other side? I think it is. Let's go over there. And for that to happen, however, we do have to close the cabin entry here, or the pilot door. How do I do this? Well, I suck at this. I should have... That's the yoke. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Okay. Oh, okay, teleporting. So let's try this again. Let me center that yoke. Here we go. And now we can actually open up that. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that junk, man. That thing looks good. So you can see here, guys, you can get a close-up look at the PT6 engine. You can check all of the components. Looks like the batteries are right here. So we got a little reservoir here. And look at those ADO clamps. Those clamps, man, bring back memories. Working in aviation, if you ever worked in anything aviation, these clamps are everywhere, right? For harnesses, especially inside the passenger cabin. I used to do them in the Phenom 300s, doing butterfly mounts just like that. So it's very cool. Look at the firewall here, and look at that, like, insulation. Looks really good. So again, this is something I did not cover yesterday for my initial impression, and I wanted to go ahead and show it off right now. So you guys can check it out. I think that is the oil. There we go. Look at the dipstick. It actually has oil. So low is right here. Now, I don't know if can you rotate this? Prime saying too many details for me. I get you, bro. Some of us, hey, it's okay, man. If you want to just get in an airplane and fly, that's all good, brother. I'm just checking out. Because it is a payware add-on, I want to make sure people understand the level of detail that you get for the price, right? This was about somewhere about 30 to 34 euros, which converts to somewhere in the high 30s US dollars, I believe. I could be wrong, guys. And again, I do want to reiterate, right? If you're planning on using this for career mode, you have to purchase it through the marketplace, okay, guys? I want to make that abundantly clear. You have to buy this through the marketplace if you intend to use it for career mode, okay? Can you add oil, though? Oh, good question, Element. I don't know, man. I don't think I can, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like we're just after the full line. Now, how do I get it back in there? There we go. All right, homies, let's get this bad boy secured. Let's remove the exhaust covers and the inlet cover, or the plug. Looking good. And you can see, look at those ducts, right? Like that NACA duct. Look how the air flows in. And then these orange hoses, those are not slinkies, right? Although they could be slinkies. You can see you've got a valve here and some type of muffler, right? Or some type of filter. And this is probably going to give you that cabin heat. And now I'm just, maybe not just a cabin heat. Maybe this is more of just a direct cabin airflow. Maybe we've got the cabin heats coming from somewhere else here. I'm not a A&P mechanic, so don't take what I'm saying. But again, loving the attention to detail. All right, let's go around the left side here. You can see cargo pods are open. However, what we're going to be doing is only partially filling the aircraft up because we are going to land at Fall City, pick up some more cargo, and I want to show you how the cargo is modeled. All right, pitot cover is off. Trailing edge here. Ailerons look good. Flaps look good. Love the tracks here for the flaps. Cool. And the cargo door, very ergonomic, it seems like. Oh, Element saying $40 US. Okay, there we go. Doubled 875 saying the updated 2024 Kodiak won't be on the marketplace until next week. They are waiting until the first update to release it to the MP. That's right. This is like the third time somebody's reminded me, and I keep speaking out of my rear end here. Oh yeah, guys, once it is available in the marketplace, that is where you'll have to purchase it in order to fly in career mode. All right, no tie downs, no tail stands here. Rudder looks good. Pitch trim here, not the pitch trim, the elevator and the horizontal stabs look good. Weather's looking interesting. Should be VFR all the way down there. All right, going around the starboard side here, checking the strut here. I don't see any hydraulic fluid. Let's take the chocks out. Same thing, trailing edge. Looks A-OK. And the weather pod here. Yep, looks good. Looks intact. Here is your leading edge. You can see that metal surface. That is for your TKS or anti-ice fluid. So the way this works is there's like little microscopic, not microscopic, very tiny holes. You can actually see them in person. And these airplanes carry what's known as TKS, right? De-icing fluid. And whenever the pilot in command or just a crew determine that they're in icing conditions and they need to de-ice, especially those leading edges, they turn it on and that fluid starts to like bleed. It starts to seep through the leading edges here. So it's pretty cool. Cirrus aircraft have it, or the newer generations, I should say. All right. Prime OG saying, I'm finna to do a good escort. I'm ready this time, though. Oh, what up? Look at him. Oh, snap. On a Huey? Bro. Bro, that is sick. That looks great, man. Hey, Bouncy the Clown. Yo, I was watching your Boeing 737 MAX 8 tutorial. How do I get your sim brief stuff in case I want to do the same flight and to follow along? Oh, you're talking about like right now, bud? I mean, I'm not going to do a flight plan. I'm just going to do a direct to here. I'll show you. But I see what you're saying. There's another plane right there. Looks like a Cessna 414. All right. I'm going to hop on here. And by the way, I was reading through the manual today for this airplane, kind of getting more familiar with the terminology and stuff like that. So the door closed automatically. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull the EFB, and I'm just going to load some random cargo. Again, I don't want to go full cargo, full fuel. We're going to go 50% gas for now. Let's go and join and add some cargo to the pods, and I want to show you if it's modeled or not, right? So let's do 25 pounds forward. We'll do 15 and then maybe 30. Look at that rotor spinning on the Huey. That looks sick. Okay, there we go. Now let's go outside and see if you can see anything on the cargo pods. And you do. Look at that. Okay, looks like we've got some survival equipment here. Looks like a spool, some type of step stool. More bags. Looks like a ski helmet or some type of helmet. And there's the skis. And remember, we're going to keep the main cargo bay clear right now because we're going to pick up that cargo once we get to Fall City. Let's close the hatch here. Okay, she is secured. There we go. We're all clear. Let's get on here. Let's close our door. All right, so we're going to bring electrical power on. Make sure the parking brake is set. Getting ready, Mr. President. Prime, you're crazy, bro. Look at the Cessna 414. Oh, hell yeah. I love that plane, man. All right, firewall shutoff valve on or open. Let's get fuel tanks on. Beacon light on. I'm going to kind of skip through the checklist for right now because I want to get this party started. Okay. We're going to set that there. Make sure the power lever is in the idle. Condition lever is in the cutoff. And then our emergency power to normal. All right, let's get this puppy started. Clear prop. Looking for 14% at least. Here we go. Nice and easy on the condition lever to low idle. Okay. Copy that, Prime OG. Hey, Element. Yeah, brother. I'm on the multiplayer servers. I have it on automatic, so Eastern USA. Okay, starter can come off. Let's get generator, alternator on. Avionics and auxiliary bus on. Nav light can go on. We've got the AC already showing there. All right, so let's get some weather info. We can do is do a quick flight plan here. So we'll type that in. Okay, AFHR, Friday Harbor. Enter. Let's see. Looks like winds are calm, 10 miles, clear. Temperature 06, altimeter 29er, 89er. All right, let's set that. Runway, what do we have here? Let's go runway 34. We can depart to the north. And then our destination is, whoops, that's not what I wanted. I think it was 1 Whiskey Alpha 6. 1 Whiskey Alpha 6. There we go, Fall City. We're going to press enter. Not runway yet. And it's showing 74 nautical miles away, so not terrible. Press flight plan. And you see we have a direct route, right? This is going to take us over the northwestern side of Washington State. And then we're going to go in and do a nice landing on that small airstrip there. So, yeah, the sounds are phenomenal, Wiley there. Hey, Keenan saying, hey, what is your PC specs? Love from India. Thank you so much for the love. I've got a 5090 for the GPU, 7950 X3D, and a 64 gigs of RAM. All right, let's go. Bring flaps up 10 degrees. Let's set our pitch trim to nose down. There we go. And then per the manual, you want to have that rudder trim set to about 30 to 50% right. So I'm going to give it a little bit more here. And that is to counter that torque from the PT6 on the takeoff roll. Well, there we go. We've got a good moderate rudder trim. Let's get AC flowing. We'll set it to auto to regulate that temperature and airflow. All right, I guess I'm ready to go. So Prime OG, I'm going to go ahead and take runway 34 for this departure. So I'm going to taxi down and turn around and get ready. Oh, really? It's right next to you? Damn, that's cool, man. That's what's up. All right, parking brake coming off. Here we go. Look at that Huey, dude. That looks so amazing, man. Taxi light is on. This microphone arm is kind of starting to slag here. Yeah, baby, there we go. And for some reason, guys, I'm not able to access beta with the throttle here. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, make a custom profile for this airplane. On the Black Square, it was intuitive. It automatically recognizes that range. That's all right. I'm here trying to open up my can of Zenicinos, man. Come on, baby. Come on. And winds are relatively calm here, but I want to see what happens once we're airborne. Oh, Element, you're behind me? All right. Oh, snap. I see you, bro. I see you. All right. I'm going to slow down here a little bit, let you catch up. So, Element, I'm going to plan a cruise altitude, maybe 3,500 feet, since we're heading south-southeast. So I'm going to set that up right now. If weather gets bad, I'll have to get on say intentions and maybe get a pop-up IFR. So yeah, 3,500 feet. Just follow me out. I'm going to have a direct to route. Very simple, brother. All right, let me do before takeoff check here. Let's get our prop lever full forward. Let's get our condition lever to high. Again, rudder trim set. Pitch trim set. Let's do a quick flight controls check. I'm not going to bother doing the full run up here, guys. I want to get this going. Let's go strobe lights on. Let's get landing light on. Okay. Looks like I'm good. Let's cinch the CDI here to our GPS route, which we will turn and intercept. All right. There's the Huey. Let's go, boys and girls. Damn, man, that Huey, I'm loving it, man. Hey, Wiley, how do you like the sound compared to the Black Square Caravan? Oh, that's rough, man, because they just updated the sound to the Caravan yesterday, and it sounds even better. But this doesn't sound bad at all. It's actually very unique sound of the PT6, so I'm loving it. Copy that, Prime. All right, Element, I'm going to hold the brakes here. I'm going to get some power built up, and then we'll be rotating here momentarily. Here we go. Watching that torque. Bring back the torque a little bit. Tim Waters has just subscribed. Thank you for the love. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Bringing back the torque. Airspeed's alive, and let's rotate nice and easy. Look at that nose. It just wants to come down. Okay, let's bring flaps up. There we go. Let's bring it back power a little bit. And I'm going to make a right turn out here to head south to intercept that course, guys. So let's go following along. Again, one observation that I'm seeing, and several people have reported as well, is the twitchiness with that pitch trim, right? It's very, very sensitive. So one hit is all it takes usually to change your feel. All right, looking good, fellas. We're just climbing up. We're through 1,000 feet here. Airspeed's looking good. Weather's looking interesting heading south over there, southeast. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to synchronize my heading bug. We're going to go flight director, yaw damper, heading mode. Let's go autopilot. Hands are off the controls now. Let's do flight level change. There we go. So now we're on a good intercept course here towards our GPS track. Monitoring engine performance on the climb out here. Looks good. And what I'm going to do is, since now we're seeing that CDI needle come off, disengage heading, enable nav mode. There we go. And then let's go outside and see if Element and Primo G are with us. Hey, what up? What up? I see Primo G down there on the Huey, and I see Element joining up on me. Hell yeah, brother. Looking nice and good there. And you know what? This might be a good opportunity to see how these two compare in performance head to head. That is badass, man. Look at that. All right, Element. So we're through 2,100, climbing to 3,500. I'm maintaining 146 indicated. And then once we level off, we'll find a good, healthy cruise speed that we can stay next to each other there. So it looks like we've got 70.5 miles to go, about 28 minutes. Let's see if we can pick up a little speed once we get settled up at our cruise altitude. Remember, guys, if you're flying VFR, visual flight rules, whatever altitude you're flying at, depending on what heading, in this case, we're heading south, southeast, you'd be at odd levels plus 500 feet, right? So you don't just cruise at 30,000 or 3,000 feet or 5,000. You have to add 500 feet because you want to maintain separation from IFR traffic, instrument flight rules, who will follow the same guidelines, right? Eastern headings between 00, yeah, so due north to heading 179, you'll be flying on a odd level. 180 to 359 degrees, even level. In VFR, you just add 500 feet. Yo, look at him, bro. That looks beautiful. Element looking nice and solid right there on my right wing. Hell yeah, brother. All right, brother, we got about 300 feet to go, and then we'll level off. And then I can shift the camera back so I can focus on Element's formation flying here once we're leveled off. Prime, you good back there, brother? I know you got to stick it maybe a little bit lower, but we're going to be leveling off here momentarily in about 10 seconds. That is so cool, man. That is so cool. Seeing these two head to head. Yeah, Kenley. Yeah, bro. Seeing the caravan right there. Element's doing a hell of a job, man, maintaining formation here. All right, boys. We are leveled off. 3,500 captured. All right, I'm going to bring back power. We're doing 1,300 foot-pounds of torque. I'm going to reduce RPM here, 2,100 RPM. Just a tad. Fuel flow looking good. We're doing about 360 pounds per hour, which is pretty good. Thomas, what up? What's up, man? Welcome back. Beautiful. 2,100 RPM, torque set at 1,390, and element looks like we're at about 156, 157 indicated, so we're doing good, man. Doing 154 across the ground. We got a slight headwind there. Oh, Pilatus inbound. What the hell? That Pilatus look cool. Let's see what's going on out here, man. I see the caravan is in trail formation, like we're about to do a bomb run. Check that out, guys. Element, you're the show here, bro. You're the one flying formation. Where's Prime? Is that you in the Pilatus now, Prime? Look at that guy. Look at that guy flying that caravan like a pro. Wiley, no, I saw that. I think that's just a scenery bug. Ooh. D3642, nah, man, you're not late, brother. We've got our first leg going right now. We're going to go to Fall City, pick up some cargo, and then head down to Portland. Bro, that is beautiful. Prime OG saying maybe. I don't blame you, bro. Keeping up with the Huey was going to be a hell of a task. Look at that, bro. Yeah, Element. I love flying formation in DCS, bro. Well, we got to do it one day. What airport is that? Off to our 10 o'clock, almost 9 o'clock now. Let's go see if I remember how to use this on the G1000. Nearest. There we go. Nearest airports. Oh, Whidbey Island. Yeah, I thought I had a scenery there. Maybe not. Nope, clear that. Excuse me. Hell yeah, brother. Looking good. Element, how are you liking the update on the caravan? It sounds better, right? They definitely did way better with the sounds now. You really get that growl when you fire up the PT6. Oh, you're good, bro. Don't worry about it. You're doing good, man. You're looking good. 57 nautical miles to go, showing 22 minutes estimated time en route. And then you can see Fall City right there, 1 Whiskey Alpha 6. There's Seattle, Tacoma International, KBFI, which is Boeing Field. Payne Field, we're going to fly right over it, so you guys are going to see the Boeing factory. I've got the scenery there by Jurwicki. I always butcher that name. I'm sorry. One of the best scenery developers, in my opinion. They've got a lot of beautiful static models for the 777Xs in development and in production. D3642, let me know how Auto FBS works. I've never tried it, but it should be awesome. Oh, really? You're in the Kodiak? Oh, wow. Interesting. That is weird. It looks good, though, with the Caravan. Don't you wish we could do this in real life, bro? Just grab something like this, something turboprop, and go do some formation flying through Florida. That'll be badass. By the way, Element. So good news, brother. Desktop Pilot, they reached out to us. So they were the company that we were trying to work with for Sun and Fun. And they told us a few weeks ago, hey guys, we're already booked up. We won't be needing your help. But they've reached out to us today. And I'm trying to do some logistics, trying to coordinate some stuff. It looks like we will be attending Sun and Fun after all, man. So it'll be fun. I plan on being there that Tuesday, maybe to Friday. And then I'll have to work that weekend, Saturday through Sunday. But yeah, man, that'll be awesome. Yeah, D3642, that sounds good, man. We'll see you at Fall City. Again, we've got about 20 minutes to go. We should be there in no time. Everything's doing good, though, guys. I like, again, G1000 NXI, because this is the Series 3 Kodiak. And I was reading through the manual today and kind of understood a little bit better. It's a very simple manual, by the way, if you're wondering. If you go to SimWorks Studios website, they provide you documentation right there off the bat on their website. And it's very simple, very user-friendly. So just make sure, RTFM, right? Read the freaking manual, understand what everything does. And that way, when you go fly the aircraft, you'll have a better understanding of the systems, how everything kind of communicates. But the G1000 NXI is arguably one of the most common avionic upgrades and suites you'll find in modern day GA aircraft, right? And so once you learn how to use it in one airplane, I promise it'll be a lot easier to use on another aircraft, right? Because most of the stuff translates over. Getting a little bumpy here, guys. Look at this. Yeah, Element, we'll be linking up, brother, because Desktop Pilot wants us to work with them, setting up the booth, representing the brand. But they told us that after several amount of hours and that we've put in the work, we can go and enjoy the air show. And I'm planning on bringing my wife and my son on at least a couple of those days. So we're gonna be there. Captain Flaco, he's my cousin, my partner in the channel. We're gonna be there hopefully that week, and it'll be awesome, man. Look at that, bro. He is glued to my left wing. Look at that. That's just a multiplayer lagging. Don't worry, guys. That's just a multiplayer. Damn, you got it down packed, bro. Let's go a little bit further out here. That is badass, dude. Here we go, guys. So if you ever wanted to compare the Caravan and the Kodiak, now, granted, this is the Kodiak 100, not the 900. The 900 is an extended version that we unfortunately don't have yet in the sim, but look at that. You can see the size comparison right there, but look at the canopy or the cockpit windows and that profile. You can see how they're very similar, but very different too in their own way. All good, D3642. And look, we're getting bumpy here. That looks badass. And right there, look at the inlet, right? Look at the differences between the Caravans. Dual intake there. Well, we have one with two NACA ducts on either side. The exhaust on the Caravan is on the starboard side, right? On the bottom right. Whereas the PT6 on the Kodiak is dual exhaust. Yeah, I agree. The propeller does look a lot better on the Caravan. You're 100% correct about that. Yeah, let's look at it from the side. Not bad. Not bad. It looks really good. Oh, we've got a Super Hornet inbound. Oh, look at that, bro. He is hauling. Get those speed brakes and flaps out, bro. Woo. I lost the Super Hornet. Where'd he go? There he goes. As per usual, Prime OG coming in with that escort, providing combat air patrol, making sure we're not facing or encountering any hostile aircraft or bogies. All right, guys, and I think I see Painfield just dead ahead, off toward 12 o'clock, about maybe 10 miles. Yep, that's Painfield, all right. So I'm going to try to show you guys the scenery as we're flying overhead, showing now 41 miles to Fall City, or 16 minutes to go. That's cool. Look at the Hobbs meters here. You can see our block time, 1 hour already put in. Flight time is not updating, I guess, but it's all right. And then look at the texture detail here. This is like a felt material covering. That's the avionics fan for the G1000 right there. I think that's where the avionics fans breathe, or they have a little bit of an exhaust. But look at how nicely textured that is. That is your angle of attack indicator there. So when it's nice and centered, you've got all 5 dots on green, you're on proper speed. So if you've been flying, or if you've flown fighter jets before, you should be familiar with an angle of attack indicator there. Oh, hell yeah, bro. So Element just texted me screenshots from his phone. Damn, that looks badass. Oh, that is sick, bro. Bro, that should have been the thumbnail, honestly. That should be the thumbnail for the video. I might just edit the thumbnail because that looks insane. Good stuff, bro. Good shit. Flying formation there with me, man. That looks great. I'm saving those photos, bro. All right, guys, we're still at 3,500 feet. If you're just joining in to the stream now, we're on our way to Fall City in Washington State, just outside of Seattle, Tacoma. We're about to cross over Painfield, right? That is where Boeing, it has the big old buildings, and that's where they produce and they build the 777X, the Dreamliners. Occasionally, you'll see the Dreamlifter, that 747, right there. And you guys will be able to see the scenery here as we fly over. It's beautiful. Nah, bro, you're good, man. You were doing great. It looks sick. I know it's tricky to maintain formation with a yoke. When I fly DCS, it just feels more natural with a HOTAS, especially with aircraft that you can make power changes and trim it out a lot more, I guess, spontaneously than with these airplanes. So you're doing good, bro. There's the Super Hornet. Oh, snap. Look at that. Getting bumpy here, man. Look at that. There's Element coming back in off to my left. And then let's check the altimeter setting there at Painfield. Let's see. I gotta figure out how to use the joystick here because we should be able to click on. What we can do is let's go back to the menu here. Nearest airports, let's enter. No. There we go. Painfield. Okay, enter. No. How do I check the weather there? Yeah, menu. I can't see the weather. I just wanted to see what my altimeter setting was here, but it's all good. Let's go back to the map. About 11.5 minutes to go before we get to Fall City. There we go. You can start seeing that scenery now. Check it out. I'm going to zoom in. Look at those massive hangars there. That's where those heavies are built. And this scenery is actually live. You can actually see the ground crew towing a 777X in and out of the paint booth. There's the 777Xs right down there. There we go. You guys be able to see that. There's the Dreamlifter. Looks like an all-Nippon Anna Dreamliner 78-9 777X. So you can see the folding wingtips right there. American, Emirates. Look at all these planes. Except we got a KC-46, a couple KC-46s. There's the terminal where the deliveries are done. There we go. Look at the 777X being towed, guys. Badass scenery. I love it here, man. I love flying here. I've done several flights and videos here. Got a couple of 7.3s here getting worked on. A couple of Maxes. D3642, you heading to 1 Whiskey Alpha 6. Beware, default airport is very narrow. Strip is short as well. Yeah, man. I've done one flight in there before, and it's tricky. So we're going to test out the short field capabilities of the Kodiaks here. Look at that, Lear 35, Caravan, CRJ, GA traffic on this side. Awesome airport, man. What is Painfield? Is that a Delta? I want to say it's a Class Delta. Underneath the Class Bravo, you can see those solid blue lines. Those represent the Class Bravo shells of the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. So technically, we should have been talking to somebody, getting clearance to enter. However, we're doing our own thing. And then maybe it's a good idea to see what the winds are like at Fall City and determine what's our best runway. So we're going to go to flight plan. And we don't have any weather information there. Charts, info, nothing. Weather, nothing. I guess what we can do is, I don't know, we're gonna have to just guess here. No. Enter. So we got runway 9 and 27. We'll overfly the field and determine which way is best to land. How about that? Okay, winds 2 west northwest. Copy that. So runway 27 seems like a good approach. Gusts up to 12 knots. Thank you, sir. I guess I could just do the EFB. I'm an idiot. Let's see what the altimeter setting is here. 29087. Okay. At Payne Field, that is the nearest airfield. There's 1 Whiskey Alpha 6. Okay, so nearest available METAR from Renton. Yep, winds 330 at 3, 10 miles, altimeter 29087. Okay. All right, so what I'll do is here, I'm going to reset my altitude for the autopilot. I will not descend just yet, however. We're going to set it down to 1,500 feet. And then we'll begin a descent here momentarily. What's the field elevation there? 129 feet. So traffic pattern altitude for these turboprop aircraft are usually 1,000 plus 500 feet. But because we're going to be above ground level, right? We got to account for that field elevation. So what we're looking at is probably 1,650 feet AG or MSL. So what we'll do here is we'll add a little bit here. We'll say 1,600. There we go. There's the Super Hornet yet again, going vertical through the clouds almost. Yeah, D3642, I do have it to live weather. And I left it with the current time, so it shows the winds right now. We're like 330. I see Element back there. We'll say he's just checking our cargo pod. We are now 16.5 miles out. So Fall City should be to our 12 o'clock, somewhere right over there, I believe, in that valley. And Seattle Tacoma International should be right over there. There's downtown Seattle. It's just showing as some weird monolithic structures. Hell yeah, brother. Look at that. Doing a buddy check. UAE 78 saying, oh my God, Sergio Aguero flying the Kodiak. Where's he at? Look at this. I can almost land on Element's wing here. All right, Element, we're going to begin descending here in about 1 minute. I'm going to bring it down to 1600 MSL. So I'm going to begin a nice gradual descent. We're going to fly over the runway, maybe do a midfield cross. And we're going to join the left downwind for runway 27, 1500, right, AGL, or 16 MSL. And then we're going to come in, left base, final touchdown, and see how quickly we can load some cargo and get wheels up on our way to Portland. D3642 saying right now I don't really feel a boost on terrain details with auto FPS, and I got very noticeable stutters when switching back and forth external cockpit view. Interesting. Yeah, I've never messed with it, man, to be honest. I would like to try it one day to see if it gives me any improvements, but since the sim runs stable for me, I don't want to really mess with it too much. It's kind of one of those, like, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. But if you're looking for a few more FPS to just get a smoother gameplay, absolutely, man. All right, Element, I'm going to go ahead and begin that descent now. So I'm going to go into vertical speed mode. And I'm going to begin descending here maybe about 500 feet a minute initially. Let's bring back the power. You've got a 3060, 32 gigs of RAM, 1080 display, Intel i5 12600K, moderate to old PC I got. Yeah, it could be, man, but the 3060 should be able to still handle this. Not too bad. You might be able to just get better performance by sacrificing a few details, like maybe disabling the fauna if you don't really care about the wildlife. I know that takes an impact on performance. Ground vehicles, stuff like that, you know? P has just subscribed. Thanks for the love, brother. Thank you so much. Welcome to that Flight Sim Channels family. Element, you're good, brother. He's saying once we land, I'm gonna have to dip. I'm flying the jet today from OCF to KCL. Nice, man. That's a good little hop. I was supposed to do my flight review yesterday. I did do the ground portion. Unfortunately, that ground portion turned into a almost 3-hour review, which was fun, right? It was good to recap on all of my VFR stuff, but we couldn't fly because the weather changed very quickly. So tomorrow I'm scheduled to fly out of Orlando Exec on the 172. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's cooperating. But I appreciate you joining me, man. Thank you as always, brother, for the support and the love. Send me a photo later, by the way, bro. Once you get to the jet and you're able to safely, send me a photo or something. Yeah, D3642. Stick with that, bro. Whatever works for you right now, just leave it, man. Trust me. It's better knowing. It's kind of like they say, right? Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Before you start experimenting, stuff can get a little wonky there, so. Yeah, Element, I wasn't too happy. My last flight review, I did it in like 45 minutes. But I think also seeing how quickly the weather was changing and getting bad, I think we decided to stick to the ground portion. And then tomorrow is to show up pre-flight and get wheels up ASAP. So I can probably spend 2 hours in the air, 3 if I wanted to, and be happy. Hell yeah, Element with the Ray-Bans. That's what I'm talking about, bro. All right, I'm looking dead ahead, scanning for the field. I think I see it right there. Copy that, D3642. He's circling. So we're going to do a midfield cross, D3642. We're going to enter a left downwind here. Maybe extend a little bit, and then we'll turn around and land on runway 27. You good with that? And no, Element, they didn't. They didn't charge me 3 hours. That's why I wasn't upset. I was like, hey, I'm good with it, bro. And it's funny because while we were doing my flight review on the ground portion, we were actually talking a lot about instrument training, and I was just, you know, going through the FAR aim and just discussing that. So it was more than just a flight review. We actually talked IFR stuff, which was fun, and I wanted to give him an idea of where I'm at with my instrument knowledge so that when we do actually start training, it'll be a lot easier. Copy that. Go ahead. You're clear to break off, brother. And Fall City traffic, Kodiak 733 Alpha Mike overhead at 1,500, entering a left downwind, runway 27, full stop, Fall City traffic. And we are +2. Actually, make that a +3. Yeah, we're 3 ship. There's the field, guys. It's going to be fun. All right, autopilot coming off. Flight director coming off. And we're going to turn to a heading of 090 here in just a second. Let's go 090 on the heading bug. Fall City traffic, Kodiak 733 Alpha Mike on an extended downwind 1,500. And I keep extending, turn left base, then final for runway 27, Fall City traffic. All right, guys, let's see how we can do this. What up, Flacco? Welcome aboard, bro. Fall City traffic, Kodiak 733 Alpha Mike making a left base now for runway 27, Fall City traffic. Bring back power. Want to give myself some room. It's hard to see the airstrip there. I think I still see it. Gonna level off and square that turn here on a heading of 360. Let's go flaps 10. I see the field. Make the turn now, left final. Airport IKO is 1 Whiskey Alpha 6 there, Prime. 1WA6. I see the field. Prop lever full forward. Bring it back to the power. Fall City traffic, Kodiak 733 Alpha Mike on a 3 mile, make 5 mile final, runway 27, full stop, Fall City traffic. Okay, let's go flaps 20. Yaw damper can come off. And let's go flaps full, flaps 30.
500.
Whoop, this is looking good, guys. Copy that, Element. Fall City traffic, Kodiak 733 Alpha Mike +1. 2 mile final. Runway 27. Full stop. Fall City.
500. 500.
You guys see the runway, right? Right there, that little strip. Got some power lines right here. Got to keep an eye out on that. Those are interesting obstacles. We're going to try to come in as slow as possible. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make this. Let's see if we can do it. And we've got a tree right there at the end of the runway, too, on the approach end. Watching our airspeed, coming in slow. Watch the tree, watch the tree. I think I hit it. Oh, well. Get back on the center line there. Okay. Reverse thrust here. We made it back to idle thrust. Let's see what we can vacate here. I'll go to this hangar over here, pick up some cargo. There's the Huey waiting for us. Fall City traffic, Kodiak 733 Alpha, Mike clear runway 27, going to the ramp. Fall City traffic. Let's turn around here. There's some boxes right there. Thanks, Wiley. That was fun. All right, while we wait for Element to show up here, park and brake on. Let's get all the lights off. Pitot heat off. Bring back the propeller lever. Condition lever to cut off. All right, let's step outside. I want to go check out Element's landing. So here we go. Let's get on the drone camera. Come on, baby. This is all up to you. Where are you at? He said he's on final. See if I can spot him here in the distance. Nothing yet. I don't see you. We're gonna wait right here, brother. And then while we're waiting, see if I can get some tunes in the background. Where you at, Element? I don't see you, brother. That was a fun little approach, man. That was definitely challenging. We got a spotter here. Look at this guy. Oh, no, he's just taking photos, but a cop's right there. Interesting. There he is. All right, baby. Show him how it's done, baby. Show me that short field capabilities and make sure you clear those obstacles. Yeah, I know what you mean. I got to configure my throttle as well for this airplane. It's different. Here we go, guys. He is in the Kodiak, but he's showing as the Black Square Caravan. That's all. That's okay. Come on, big dog. Bring her home. Oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, no. No. Reset, bro. Reset. Bring her in. Come on. No. Is he alive? No, it looks like the government covered up the wreckage immediately. Oh, no, that's not you? Okay, that's weird, man. I don't see you. There he is. Oh, man, did we miss it? What happened? Damn it. All right. Well, check it out, guys. We're going to go ahead and load some cargo. So let me open the door. So now we're going to really test the capabilities of this airplane. We're going to load some actual cargo. There we go. 20 pounds there. Another 20. And then let's balance it out. Let's add some cargo to the back here. 10 pounds. 10 pounds. Maybe 5 back here. Load immediately. Fuel, we've got 40%. There we go. We've got some supplies now. Look at the tires. Hell yeah, brother. This looks cool. So we've got some boxes, some packages loaded, even though I never opened the doors. All right, let me go ahead. Oh, okay. He's still in the air. Copy that. So let's go out there. There he is. I think that's him. Here we go. Ooh. Hell yeah, bro. That looks sick. That was a beautiful landing, bro. Ah, okay. Gotcha. 342. That was a good landing, bro. Element, you look like you fly for real, man. You look like you're a professional. All right, guys. So I think we're all loaded up. Let's change this music. I'm not feeling it. There we go. A little bit chiller. All right, you guys ready? Let's go ahead and get this party started yet again. Let's go to Portland. So before I do fire up, let me erase this flight plan. Let's go to menu, delete. There we go. Origin. One Whiskey Alpha 6. Runway 27. And you know what? We're going to shoot an IFR for this one, so give me 1 second. Here we go. Sim brief. Nope, not saying intentions. That's not what I wanted. Come on, baby. We're going to be mounting 733 1 Whiskey Alpha 6 to Portland KPDX Kodiak. Prime OG saying rescue is ready again. Thank you, sir. I'm just filing my flight plan here real quick. Gotta bounce out, bro. Appreciate you for letting me tag along. Gotta fly together soon, both MSFS and DCS in real life. Yes, sir. Thanks, brother. Have a safe flight today on the citation. And yeah, man, we'll stay in touch. We'll link up on the at the Sun and Fun, brother. Thanks so much for being here with me, man. Kodiak. Nope, not the Jetstream. That's not what I want. Oh, it's not recognizing the airport. All right, we'll just say Renton. That's fine. Pounds. We already have the cargo loaded. Bozo and Helm 6. Yeah, whatever. And we're heading what, southwest, so we're gonna go, let's cruise at 8,500. There we go. Passengers 0. There we go. And again, sometimes SimBrief won't recognize these smaller airfields, so I'm just gonna use Renton as my departure, and then we'll get going. So let's go ahead and reposition the camera here. There we go. So destination will be Portland. KPDX. And then anticipating runway 10 right. Enroute. Let's go type that in. Bozo. Enter. And then the Helen 6 arrival. So procedure, arrival, Helen 6, 10 right. Helen's, no, Bozo, there we go. Go to load, enter, and then we got to change our cruise altitude. There we go. 8,500, enter, boom, we're set. Should I take off first since I'm faster? Yeah, Prime, that's good, brother. You might need the full runway. I think you will, brother. So yeah, go ahead and get going. I'm about to fire up here. Flight plan is set. There we go. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to fire up saying intentions. And I'm going to configure it to make sure it recognizes my call sign. Okay, I'm just making the settings over here, guys. Give me 1 second. Pilot portal settings, that's what I needed. Get the aircraft call sign and tail number from the most recent SimBrief flight plan. There we go. Now it should update. Mountain 733. There we go. All right. Music's coming off. All right, boys and girls, let's get this party started. Beacon light on. Power lever on idle. Look left on Masonic. Oh, the Citation 10. Oh, I gotta fly that thing again, man. I have it, and I haven't flown it in a couple months, so let's go ahead and fire up, boys. Here we go. %. We might see a higher ITT here. Okay, no, not bad. There we go. Set that prop RPM full forward. Let's reset the generator. Copy that, Prime OG. We should be taxiing here in about 2 minutes. Okay, NG is stable. Let's go ahead and get that starter down to off. Avionics master and avionics or auxiliary bus on. Nav light on. Taxi light on. We're going to go flaps 20 for the short field takeoff. Look at that Citation 10 just destroying me here. Let's go right rudder on the trim. Come on. The movie? Okay, I'll have to keep an eye on that, but let's go nose down on the pitch trim elevator. Okay. Do I have to click it like this? Alright, whatever. This will do for now. Alright, we got a contact center 120.3. So let's taxi first for departure. You know what? No, let me do it now. 120.3. Seattle Center, Mountain 733 with the weather, looking for our IFR to Portland.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
And start taxiing because they're going to want us to be wheels up here very quickly. Check the brakes. Okay.
Mountain 733, Seattle Center. Your latest flight plan on file with SimBrief has you flying out of a different airport. You'll need to file a new flight plan that has you departing from this airport.
We like to change our point of origin, departure from 1 Whiskey Alpha 6 for Mountain 733.
Ken 642, descend and maintain flight level 190.
Copy that, Prime OG.
Mountain 733, unable to assist with departure changes. Contact ground or clearance delivery for departure modifications.
All right, whatever. We're just going to call them when we're airborne, let them know that we are on our way to Portland. And it looks like I'm not seeing a squawk code, so... Landing lights on. All right, so whoever's in the citation, I'll get out of the way when you're ready for your departure, and then we'll link up in the air. Let's see. 2216 looks like that's what saying intentions wants for us. So, code 2216. Altitude.
Descend and maintain flight level 240. Cleared for the Ocean 3 arrival into John Wayne. Descending to flight level 240.
Copy that, Prime OG. I'm just going to turn around at the end of the runway here, and then we'll get airborne. Okay, let's go on the CTAF 122.9.
Contact Oakland Center on 127.45.
Switching to Oakland Center on 127.45E, Alaska 759.
There we go. We're on the CTAF Common Traffic Advisory frequency. We're going to turn around here. Let's turn around here. Let's see if that Citation 10 can take off. All right. Condition lever to high idle. All right. If you're on the Citation 10, send it, brother. I'm going to reset my altitude. I'm going to probably assume they want us at 8,500, so I'm just going to set it now. Actually, 8,000. I don't know why I put 8,500. Yeah, I don't know why I put that. Let me edit that real quick. 8,000. There we go. I think the Citation 10 is rolling. Yep. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. You got this. Come on. Come on. Oh, he got it. He got it. Hell yeah. All right. Our time to shine. Here we go. Getting on the power. Here we go. Airspeed's alive. There's 60. We're gonna pitch back. We're gonna hug the deck here, let the airspeed build up. Falls City traffic, Mountain 733 on the upwind to runway 27. We'll be making a turn to the southeast for Falls City traffic. Flaps up. Okay, let's set the heading bug. Whoops. Falls City traffic, Mountain 733, departing to the southeast. Last call for Falls City. Let's switch over to center. Let them know we're wheels up. Seattle Center, Mountain 733 at 1,100, climbing 8,000. Going direct Bowser or Bozo.
Mountain 733, Seattle Center, radar contact. Climb and maintain 8,000.
Climb and maintain 8,000 for Mountain 733. Hell yeah, boys and girls. We're coming right over this mountain ranges right here. Oh, Kappa, the TriStar is out? My bad, man. I didn't see that earlier. Hell yeah. I gotta check that out. All right, we're gonna engage flight level change here, about 140 knots. But I'm gonna stay hand flying because I gotta monitor this mountain range right in front of me.
733, contact Seattle departure on 119.2.
Switching to departure 119.2 for Mountain 733. Seattle departure, Mountain 733, climbing at 2,800 for 8,000. We're heading direct to Bozo.
Mountain 733, Seattle departure. Good morning, fall altimeter 2985.
2985 on the altimeter for Mountain 733. 2985. What's going on with my altimeter? Can't set it? There we go. I can do it on my standby. What's going on? Oh, wrong knob. Okay, we're clear of that mountain range. Let's go autopilot, heading. Bring back the heading over here, though. What am I doing? Look at that. We're about to go through some weather here. Prime OG saying my wallet. Yeah, me too, man. Think about it. The SimWorks Studios, Kodiak, Black Square Caravan. What else did I buy recently? Oh, there's something else I just bought the other day. So now I'm going to have to get the TriStar. L1011, baby. All right, just watching our climb performance here. Still got fuel. We're good. Go to engine, fuel. We've got 400 pounds on each wing. Should be good. Got an endurance of 2 hours and 6 minutes. Or 300 nautical miles.
Mountain 733, direct Bozo, then is filed, please.
Direct Bozo, then is filed for Mountain 733. All right, let's set a direct 2 from our present position here. So direct, enter, activate. Let's go off of heading mode, nav. There we go. No, I did not buy the Fokker. That is another one that I know people have been requesting us to do a tutorial, so I do have to get my hands on that one. It looks great too. Outside air temperature is showing -2 degrees Celsius per the manual and the checklist. If we do anticipate moisture, we should have had the inlet bypass. That is for your inertial separator. But we're going to be above the clouds, so I'm good. Wiley saying, appreciate the good flying. You got to pay the bills. Keep the shiny side up. Yes, sir. Thanks for that, man. And that's why I don't mind spending money on payware add-ons, man, because they give you like just level of detail that you don't get from anything else. So you gotta love it. 2 heavy planes above us, really? I don't see them. Oh, there we go. We got that Canadian water tanker. I forget what model that is. Bombardier. Yeah. Look at these cloud layers, man. They look sick. Ken Lane saying, dude, too many airplanes came out all at once between this one and the Caravan, the King Air. The King Air, that's right, that's right. And the Fokker, and now they say the TriStar. I'm going to have to get another mortgage. Hey, I knew what you meant when you typed in Fokker, so it's all good. All right, capturing 8,000 here. Damn, this looks insane, man. All right, you know what? Let me go confer with my cruise checklist here. Checklist, group, in-flight. Normal cruise. Pedostatic on when outside air temperature is less than 5 degrees Celsius and visible moisture present. I think we've got our pedo heat on. We do. Propeller 2,000 to 2,200 RPM. Let's go ahead and bring back that prop lever. 2,100 is a good cruise setting. There we go. Power set per cruise performance table, section 5 of the POH. Propeller RPM may be set as low as 1,900 to reduce cabin noise. Do not exceed 1,840 foot-pounds of torque or 740 degrees Celsius on the ITT or 101.6% on the gas generator. To achieve optimum cruise performance, set NP at or above 2,000 RPM. Okay. NP is at 2,100. There we go. Climb and cruise. Our limits are 1,670 with 2,200 RPM. So we're at 1,570. I'm going to bring it back to 1,500. Get a little more. Just a tat. There we go. Oh, look at the water tanker. Oh, God. Damn, that looks cool. I haven't flown that thing, by the way. Exit the checklist. Note to self, talk to text, didn't pick that one up. I get it, bro. It's all good, man. We all know what you meant by fucker.
52, climate maintain flight level 300.
Check that out, guys. What an Escort Prime. Damn, that plane is huge, man. That looks cool. We all gonna die. That's right. Either one of us goes down, or all of us go down, or nobody goes down. Looking good, brother. All right, let's go inside and monitor what's happening on the cockpit here. Power looks good. We've got a good airspeed here, showing 162 indicated. Headwind of 11 knots, so I am happy there. So, okay, let's talk about the Kodiak, right? Because that's why I've been flying it, testing it, letting you know how I feel about it. Again, I'm very, I don't know. Maybe biased is the right word. I just have a thing for the Black Square Caravan right now, which is my favorite between the two. However, this being my first IFR flight with say intentions, It's very easy to manage the aircraft, right? It's just when you get into those slower airspeeds, when you're configuring for your approach and your landing, you got to be careful with your trim, right? Because it is very sensitive to pitch trim and rudder inputs, or rudder trim inputs, as well as your aileron trim. So you do have to be careful with that. And I know some people were talking about that on last night's stream. So that is one thing for you guys to keep in mind, right? Based on what I've experienced so far from the Black Square Caravan, the default turboprops, this airplane's very twitchy. But once you're cruising, she is a true pleasure to fly. And once again, look at this. We've got the G1000 NXI, right? So like I mentioned earlier in the stream, if you know how to use the G1000 on any other aircraft, like the Cessnas, on the King Air 350 that's included with the sim, then this should be very, very intuitive, right? All you get is just slightly different engine indicating displays here that are suitable or applicable to the aircraft. But for the most part, everything's the same, right? You've got your GMA here for your intercoms, your radios. You've got your GFC 700 autopilot, which is a phenomenal Garmin autopilot to have. So again, if you learn it on one airplane, you should be able to pick up really quickly on this airplane. You just have to follow the checklist, get familiar with it, and understand what's happening behind the scenes as you're making all these changes. But I'm loving it. I'm loving the airplane so far. Very fun airplane to fly. You guys can see the short field capacity or capabilities are there for a reason, right? This is why Quest was the original developer or manufacturer of this airplane. They developed it. And we've got those big Tundra tires, those bush tires, that allow us to get into non-permissive environments like dirt strips and all types of surfaces without any issue. And we don't have to worry about damage to the engine. The aircraft sits pretty high up. You've got that inertial separator, right? The inlet override or bypass. So the aircraft is more than capable, guys. And I think it is a solid add-on for Flight Sim 2024. I know the price point is a little bit up there, right? We're talking, what, $40 US? So I get it. You know, it's not the cheapest product, but you do get a crap ton of variations. Oh, good Lord, I just got rammed. I think I just saw your water tank in there. Prime, it's all good, brother. So, whatchamacallit? Oh, D3642, you're good, brother. Just catch up when you can, man. I'm just going to be cruising here. So what I was going to say, you do get like 20 liveries and all kinds of different configurations for the aircraft, right? So right now, I'm going to pan the camera. Here we go. This is a cargo variant, right? So you've got the cargo pod and no seats, but you can do a combination of seats with passengers and cargo. You can do a skydiver variant. You can do there's just all these types of configurations. You get the amphibious model. So yes, $40 US or 34 euros, but think about it. You're getting like 7 or 8 different aircraft in one based around the Kodiak 100. So I'll let you guys make that deciding factor if you want to purchase it or not. For me,
Mountain
it's a solid purchase.
Expect the ILS runway 10 right approach into Portland.
Copy. We'll be expecting the ILS 10 right approach into Portland for Mountain 733. Okay. We're inbound Buzo. Let's go to procedure, select approach, ILS 10 right. We'll set Scappo as our initial approach fix. And then we'll have to verify the chart. So let's go. We'll check that in a second. We'll load it for now. Not approved for GPS. GPS guidance is for monitoring only. Load approach only, yes. Let's go to approach. There it is right there. ILS localizer runway 10 right into Portland. Localizer frequency is 110.5. You can see that we have them already loaded into our nav1 and nav2 radios. They're active. If they are in the left side or your baby blue box there, that means they are on standby. So make sure you swap that frequency by pressing the switch key here. Final approach course will be 103 degrees. Looks like our decision altitude 224. Those are our minimums. And looks like our missed approach procedure, climbing to 1100, then climbing right turn to 5000 outbound on the BTG VOR radial 160 to Mules. And at 17.7 DME from BTG, hold, continue climbing, hold at 5000. Okay. How can I scroll here? I gotta figure this out. All right, but we got all the pertinent information. 103 is that final approach course. We're coming up on Buzo now, about a minute and a half before we make the left turn. Hey, Mike, is there a date for the marketplace availability? I don't have an exact date. I do know some people have been saying maybe like next week or something like that. I could be wrong, though. What they're waiting is to make some initial improvements and updates to the initial release, and then they'll release it for the marketplace as well as the console plays, I believe. That's the what they're expecting. So if not next week, hopefully in the coming couple weeks here. Okay, D3642, he's saying he just slewed over here. Where you at? Oh, there you are. I see you. There he is, guys. Looking awesome. Yes, sir. Mike Fisher. Just make sure you double check on the SimWorks Studios website so you get the correct dates and information. I think their Discord also is active, so that's where you'll get the concrete answer. But I've just been basing my answers off what other viewers like yourself have been telling me. Okay, we should be making a turn here momentarily. There we go. Nice gradual bank. Beautiful weather to be flying this airplane in, man. Oh, that looks so cool, man. Look at this. Prime OG coming in with that Combat Air Patrol as per usual. See how much time we've got. 13 minutes to Helens, then Crater. There's our top of descent, and there's the Class Charlie airspace around Portland. So we'll be landing west to east, so maybe somewhere after Crater here we'll get vectors to descend and intercept that localizer for 10 right, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And I showed this earlier in the stream, guys. So you have your AC right here. It is fully interactive. You can actually manipulate this. So right now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but pay attention as I increase the fan speed here in the pilot side or the cockpit side. Here we go. Oh, auto. You hear that? You hear the airflow increasing. We can adjust the temperature here. So let's bring the temperature down a few clicks. Bring back that intensity, or we can leave it on auto. Easier to manage. So another cool feature here on the SimWorks Studios Kodiak. Here's your circuit breakers. You got your rudder trimmed switch right there.
Mountain 733, contact Seattle approach on 120.1.
Approach on 120.1 from Mountain 733. So long, man. Seattle approach, Mountain 733, 8,000.
Mountain 733, Seattle approach. Good afternoon, Eatonville altimeter 2983.
2983 from Mountain 733. 2983 set. D3642 is asking, only the Kodiak 100 is faster than the Caravan or all of them? I don't know. Are you having a hard time trying to catch up to me? Looks like you're almost there, man. You've been closing in. And just for reference, D3642, look at my current power setting and RPM. So 1,500 foot-pounds of torque, RPM at 2,100. I know it's maybe slightly different on your Caravan, but I feel like they're pretty even on speed. Yeah, I did notice Prime OG's engine noise. It sounds cool when you're up close next to that freaking tanker. Okay, weather looking interesting. Let's see if we can pick up ATIS at Portland. So I'm gonna go here, gonna go to flight plan. Let's find the destination. So right now at 1753 Zulu, winds are 120 at 11, 10 miles visibility, broken at 3300, overcast 5500, temperature 7 degrees, altimeter 2987, remarks automated observation -2. So it looks like we do have some rain. Okay. Not terrible. Might see some precipitation on the way down once we get near the airfield. Hey, Tony Stolt, what graphic settings are you using? Looks smooth. I've got everything on Ultra, brother. So I'm running a 5090 graphics card. It's the MSI Supreme 7950X 3D for the processor and 64 gigs of RAM. I've spent the past 2 years upgrading the computer as best as I could. And yeah, when I saw the 5090 last year, I said, screw it, I'm going to get it. And yeah, it pays off. Everything flows smoothly. I'm on a 4K monitor right now, 32-inch Asus ROG Swift that I just picked up a couple of months ago. And when you switch over to 4K, your life changes, man. Oh, wow. You're maxed out just trying to catch up. Damn. Yeah, your VNE is 175. My VNE right now is about 182, 183, according to the airspeed indicator. So, yeah. But we'll begin descending here momentarily, man. So we should be able to close that gap. And we'll probably need to space it out a little bit just for that approach so that we're not on top of each other. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and synchronize my heading bug. So check it out. I'm going to press the heading bug here. Synchronize it. I'm going to go into heading mode. It's going to keep flying that track. I'm going to switch the CDI now to localizer 1. And we can adjust that final approach course to 103 degrees. So use the smaller knob here. Let's set it to 103. There we go. Now we have our localizer 1 setting to that final approach course. Nav radios are set 110.5. We can go back now to GPS, get off heading mode, go to nav. GPS showing on the flight mode annunciator, so we're back on track, and that way we should be ready for that approach. Tony Stoltz saying I'm on 4K2 on a 9870 XT. Are you using DLSS or FrameGen? Yes, I am. I have it at 2 times though, but I am using DLSS 4.5, and it does help a lot, especially when I'm in VR, which I'm not doing right now, obviously, but it really helps out, man. DLSS 4.5 was a true game changer in my opinion. But everything is flowing smoothly, guys. Like I said, again, just recapping on the Kodiak, it is a phenomenal product. I'm happy with it. I don't regret purchasing it at all. But if I have to choose between this or the Blacksburg Caravan, I will definitely be on the Caravan more often. But I want to dedicate a good amount of time getting used to and flying the Kodiak so that I can give you guys a better insight if you haven't made that purchase yet. And if you guys want to see a full step-by-step tutorial just like we did for the Caravan, we'd be more than happy to tackle it. That's what our channel has predominantly gained a following for, is tutorials. But again, just keep in mind, guys, we're simmers just like you. I'm a private pilot in real world. I'm going to begin my instrument training here very soon. So don't take what I say as gospel, right? I try to follow the checklists. I try to follow the manual. Just use our tutorials as a foundation to learn how to operate in a basic format, right? And as you get more proficient, start trying out some instrument approaches. Start trying some more complicated stuff like short field landings and takeoffs. Get some practice on the aircraft, right? And I promise you, with time, you'll only get better and better, more comfortable. You'll anticipate behaviors and characteristics that are just applicable to every single aircraft, okay, guys? So if you guys want to see a tutorial, I'm more than down. Ken Lay May saying your Caravan tutorial is awesome. Thank you for putting that together. Hey, man, yeah. We're happy to do it, man. That's why we love doing it. we treat this channel like a business. Obviously, yes, we're growing. Yes, we're monetized. It's great, right? Getting some money on the side. But guys, we do it for fun because we want the community of simmers to have fun like we do, and to really immerse yourself and to make Flight Simulator what I truly think it is. It should be used as a resource, as a tool, especially if you're going to look into flying in real life. And trust me, a lot of the skills, a lot of the basic knowledge you can learn here in the sim does apply in real world. I promise that, right? I'm not saying you're going to show up to a flight school and know what to do, right? Because there's a difference when you have the feel of the aircraft behind you or underneath you in the real world. When you're in the winds, it's tricky. But if you show up understanding how to read a primary flight display, an attitude indicator, airspeed indicator, altimeter, you're going to be ahead of the curve, right? And so that's why we try to make these tutorials as simple as possible. And keep in mind that now we have console players, right, that are joining the flight sim community. So we want to make sure that they have a source to learn how to use these airplanes and to follow those dreams of being a pilot one day, hopefully. All right, 5.5 minutes to go to Helen's. Look at these views down here, man. Oh, there he is. That looks so good, man. Look at the level of detail, man. God, that is beautiful.
Hotel November contact Vancouver Center on 133.7.
Tony saying, I've watched hours of your tutorials after I got MSFS last month. Great to see you live and hope to see more tutorials, even if you're repeating stuff from earlier ones. Yeah, man. We are happy to revisit tutorials. I know I've made mistakes on a lot of my tutorials, and I try to be honest, right? I'm not going to edit out mistakes. I want you guys to see that we're not perfect, that we're learning along with you guys, but we're trying to get a good foundation so that you can follow along. So thank you for that input, brother. Prime OG, do you got any more payware planes installed? Oh yeah, I've got all kinds of things, man. The Phoenix A320 family, any builds, the A350, A340, all types of Carenado planes, Black Square, I've got it pretty much all. So I've got it all, man. I've got a bunch of payware add-ons. Yeah, exactly, Mike. If you practice on the sim, and at least you show up with an idea of what you're about to do in real world, you're going to make your flight instructor that much happier. They're going to appreciate that you're putting in the work to train, right? Not just have fun, because you can have fun and goof off, but if you treat it like a resource for flight training, it pays off. It's all good, Prime. You're good, brother. It's all good. We're here in a nice trail formation behind the caravan. I feel like I'm in a racing sim right now, and we're drafting behind the caravan. Is that bug splatter? Look at that. Wow. I don't remember the leading edge being this dirty earlier. That is so cool, man. Oh, look at that steep turn, baby. All right, guys, and I always like my top of descent and my approach phase. I think that's where the real fun of flying really begins. Cruising is cool, right? Getting to sightsee and look outside. But when we begin this descent, transitioning to our approach, that's where I really enjoy the flying more than often, because I have to configure the aircraft. I have to monitor what ATC is instructing me to do. We are in IFR, instrument flight rules, so we are being guided. Right now, we've been told to expect the ILS runway 10 right approach. We've already got everything set up. And then we'll be touching down in Portland here, hopefully in the next 20 minutes or so. Okay, about 4.5 miles to go to Helens. My screen keeps flickering, by the way. I gotta get a new DisplayPort cable. Let's see where we're at on the stars. Let's go to charts. Let's go to star. Helens 6 arrival. There we go. There we go. That's how I use the joystick. I knew I was missing something. There we go. So we're going to go into the battleground VOR 116.6. So you know what? I might set that as my nav too. I don't need both nav frequencies set to the localizer. 116.6. Yeah, D3642, there could just be a difference in the weather you're getting versus the weather I'm getting. It's all right, though. Not too far off. 116.6, so let's set that up. There we go on the nav2 battleground, and then we can switch our OBS here. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I wanted. PFD options. Let's go to bearing 2. There we go. Now we can see our bearing 2, that VOR. And here comes the right turn at Helens.
Mountain 733, contact Portland approach on 118.1.
Switching to Portland approach 118.1 for Mountain 733. Portland approach Mountain 733 with the weather on the Helens 6 arrival 8,000.
Mountain 733, Portland approach, radar contact 20 miles south Stromfield, 8,000, heading 19er. Mountain 733, roger, continue Highland 6 arrival, maintain 8,000.
Continue Highland 6 arrival, maintain 8,000 for Mountain 733. Looking beautiful. We should be getting a vector here momentarily for the approach, and we should be descending as well. Oh yeah, I gotta figure out my minimums. I think it was 200 or 253. Let's go to charts. Approach 224. So let's go to procedure. Yep. There we go. Minimums. Let's go to Barrow. Let's go radio. We have radio. Yep. 200. Let's make it simple. Okay. We got our minimum set. Can I bring it up on the PFD reference here? There we go. There we go. Minimums are set. Make sure they're still there. Yep. Cool. And I typically use the timer, which I forgot to set up on the departure there, but it's all good. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be heading through some moisture here. Outside air temperature -4 degrees Celsius. Let's go and enable the inlet bypass. Can I? There we go. Oh, we got a DC-3 now in the club. Hell yeah. And you can see once we turned on that bypass, torque dropped somewhat there. I'm going to get back on the power a little bit, and our ITT climbed a little bit, which is expected. We're going to do 10 right, brother. 10 right. So if you want to shoot the approach for 10 left, and we can land at the same time. We got an advisory, engine inlet bypass. Yep, that's fine. Because again, we're going through moisture here. We can see it. Don't want any FOD, right? And don't want any ice being sucked into the engine. Okay. Let's get our DME to nav 2. And we got icing. Look at that windshield. Let's get some de-icing on. We're checking our leading edges, make sure we don't have icing.
Descend via Helen 6 to 7000 Buzo transition for the ILS runway 10 right approach into Portland, altimeter 2987.
Okay, descend via the Highland 6 arrival to 7000, altimeter 2987 for Mountain 733. Go vertical speed and start descending. TKS to max mode, that's fine. It only has 2 settings, unfortunately. Okay, we're descending. Copy that, D3642. Bringing back the power. Let's check our descent checklist. Normal descent, engine inlet as required. We do have the bypass set. Pedostatic on when outside air temperature is less than 5 with visible moisture check. Altimeter set, CDI set appropriately, power as required to provide the desired rate of descent. Looking good. Seats and seat belts adjusted and secured. Inertial reel levers locked. Loose items have been secured. Okay. Descent checklist complete. And it's showing that we have to cross battleground at or above 7,000, so we're good there. We're looking good. Fighting this storm in DC plane help. Hang in there, brother. Try to stay close to me, man. You're doing good so far. We're at 7,000. Advisory. TKS max mode. Yep, that's fine. There you go, Prime. You good, brother. You good on that DC-3. Just maintain that present heading. We're holding 7,000 right now. I'll try to guide you in. And this is what we call IMC, Instrument Meteorological Conditions, right? Not to be confused with IFR, which is Instrument Flight Rules, but this tells you, hey, you're in the soup, you're in the weather, you can't see the ground or the horizon 100%, right, or mostly, which also ties into your Visual Flight Rules or VMC minimums. But right now, this is where IFR flight plans really are necessary because you got to rely on your instruments, on your routes. These arrivals help out a lot, so good stuff to practice. And let me see if they give me vectors here momentarily. Whew, I'm hungry, man. I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. Yeah, it's looking dark and ominous going in towards Portland, guys. It's going to be interesting. How much fuel do I have? Oh, yeah. Just shy of 300 pounds. We're good. Got an endurance of an hour plus. We are A-okay. I hope. Okay, so now I'm going to go into heading mode. I'm going to stay on this course. We're going to switch the CDI over to localizer 1. Why did I change that? It should be 103. There we go, 103. Yep, inertial separator for days, baby. You gotta have it on. And yeah, man, flying to Lukla Prime OG, that'll be fun. Challenging little airport there. Hold up. Yeah, D3642, that sounds good, man. Hopefully they give me vectors here. I think I'm just going to request it now. And Portland approach, Mountain Air 733. We like vectors for the ILS 10 right approach into Portland.
Mountain 733, descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Turn right heading 225 vectors for the ILS runway 10 right approach. Altimeter 2985.
Descend and maintain 4,000, right turn heading 225 vectors for the ILS to 10 right. 2985 on the altimeter for Mountain 733. All right, let's set that heading now to 225. And vertical speed. Making a turn now, guys, by the way. 225 degrees. Descending to 4,000. There we go, about 1,000 feet a minute. Bringing back the power. Still have that bypass enabled. TKS fluid. We'll monitor that temperature. But right here, visible moisture and lower temperatures are below freezing. That is your perfect combination for icy. High ice speed. Uh-oh. We're going to reduce speed here a little bit. Oh, 2985 on the altimeter, by the way. There we go. You can see that localizer identifier IPDX for runway 10 right. Both nav radios tuned, even though we don't need it. Copy that, D3642. Do your thing, bro. I can see the ground, so that's a good sign. Remember, we had overcast ceilings at 3,300. I think broke in at like 5,500, so that checks out. What happened, Prime? Oh, no, did you get lost? Yeah, this is tricky, man. Okay, there's the river. Portland should be somewhere over there. All right, Prime, trying to find us again, man. We're on a heading of 225 at 4,000 feet, or descending to 4,000. Should be able to pick us out underneath the cloud layers here.
Departure United 6547, 2000 for 4,000.
United 6547, radar contact, climb and maintain 11, 1000.
And then we're going to arm nav mode here.
1000, United 6547.
You can see the localizer LOC is grayed out. Oh, an A10. Woo! There we go.
Mountain 733, turn right heading 260.
Right turn heading 260, Mountain 733. Okay, gonna open us up here. All right, guys, 260 now. 260 on the heading. Let's set that prop RPM now to full forward, max RPM. Okay, we're below the moisture here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off TKS for now. Keep the windshield heat on. There we go. I'm back in the A10. Yeah, man, I don't blame you.
Mountain 733, 5 miles from Heron. Turn left heading 215. Descend and maintain 3100 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 10 right approach.
All right, turning left 215, descending to 3,100 until established on the localizer. Clear for the ILS runway 10 right approach for Mountain 733. 3,100. So now we're going to go into vertical speed. And we've been cleared for the approach, so now we can navigate and intercept that localizer. Once we're established, we'll probably get handed off to Portland Tower and let them know we are established on final for 10 right. And I think is that the airfield there? It just hasn't rendered. Yeah, I think that's it right over there. Or no, way out there. There's the PAPI lights. Hey, Pram OG, the runways are pretty long, man. I think we got, what, like 10,000 feet available there. They do get some heavy traffic. They've got a lot of military traffic there with the Portland National Guard or Oregon National Guard. So, yeah, they've got pretty good stuff. Yeah, try the Beluga. Give it a shot. All right, we've been cleared for the ILS approach, so I'm going to start turning that heading bug now, trying to intercept that localizer. And we can maintain 3,100 until established. And at that point, we just follow the glide path down, or glide slope. There we go, heading a 140, leveling off at 3,100 feet.
Mountain 733, contact Portland Tower on 123.775 when established.
Tower 123.775 when established for Mountain 733. There we go. Localizer is active. Let's arm the approach mode. Before landing checklist, fuel selector valves left and right on. Checked. Firewall shutoff valve pushed in. Fuel condition lever high idle. Prop lever maximum RPM. Wing flaps as desired. Let me call tower. 1 second. Portland Tower, Mountain 733, established ILS 10 right. Landing and test legs as required. Yaw damper will be off. Autopilot off.
Tower, Roger. Continue approach runway 10 right.
Continue approach 10 right for Mountain 733. And then you see that green diamond right there. That is your glide slope. So once it hits about center there, the aircraft will automatically pitch to maintain a proper glide slope down to runway 10 right. There we go. Glide slope captured. Bringing back the power. Copy that, D3642. Do your thing, man. I'll be touching down here in about 5 minutes, hopefully. Okay, normal landing checklist. Wing flaps full down. We're going to be aiming.
Winds 120 at 11, runway 10 right, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 10 right for Mountain 733. VREF will be 80 to 85 knots. Touchdown, main wheels first, power lever beta after touchdown, brakes as required. And then now that we are on a good glide slope, let's set that altitude up to 5,000 feet, or missed approach altitude. Let's go ahead and switch nav 2 here to that battleground VOR. That'll be our VOR. We got to track a radio for our missed approach. Okay, bring back the power. Landing lights on. Yep. You can see now on the PFD, radar altimeter showing 2,000 feet above ground level. Our minimum set to 200. Letting the speed bleed off here, or bleed off.
Skywest 4234, hold short of runway 21. Short of 21, Skywest 4334.
Yeah, Prime. I can feel that. There's probably going to be a lot of traffic waiting there. I'm trying to keep my speed up as much as I can here on this final. We're showing 1 mile now. No, that's not 1 mile. We're like 3 miles. Come on, baby. Come on. All right, I don't think we need the inertial separator right now. Let's go to normal. Once we're on the ground, however, we'll re-enable it. Okay, let's go. Flaps 10 degrees. Staying on the power, just in case. And I think I see D3642 over there, lining up for 10 left. Bringing back the power. Let's go flaps 20 below 120 knots.
Approaching runway 10, right.
Low ice speed. Uh-oh. And let's go flaps 30. Okay, autopilot coming off. Yaw damper off. Flight director off. Get on the power, get on the power. Look how twitchy it is, man. Remember, pitch for airspeed, power for altitude. That is the key here on these slow and dirty configs. Getting high on the PAPI there. 1 red, 3 white.
$500.
This thing is just floating. There we go, nice and easy. Bring back the power. We're gonna let this airspeed bleed off. There we go. Nothing to it. Let's keep rolling. Bring the flaps up. I want to vacate.
Welcome to Portland. Contact ground on 121.9er.
We'll contact ground on 121.9er for Mountain 733. So long. Let's keep her going. I'm going to vacate right here. I'm going to be that guy and just take up the runway. Here's Foxtrot. That seems like a good taxiway to get out. There's the taxiway lane, I guess. Yep, there's the edge. Let's contact ground. And ground, Mountain 733, clear runway 10 right at Foxtrot, requesting taxi to the cargo ramp.
Approaching runway 28 left.
Strobes off, landing light off.
Mountain 733, taxi to cargo 5 via Foxtrot, Charlie Foxtrot, Echo 5. Good day.
Taxi to the cargo ramp via Foxtrot, Charlie Foxtrot, Echo 5 for Mountain 733. All right, boys, let's bring her in. Got a low idle on the condition lever. I'm just gonna find a suitable spot here. Nice, good landing there, bud. There we go, a couple of ATRs. Looks like a Sky Courier there, a 408. And a dash, looks like a, was it Q400? I know it's a dash 8. I see the Beluga over there coming in hot. All right, parking brakes set. We can go ahead and turn off all the lights. AC can come off. Let's bring back that propeller lever. No, don't want to go to beta. There we go. Back to normal. Pitot heat can come off. And let's turn off the alternator generator. Idle cut off. Or condition lever to cut off. There we go.
UPS 3070 ready to taxi.
Let's turn that transponder to standby. There we go.
Runway 3 taxi via Echo 5, Echo 6 UPS 3070.
Let's step out, boys and girls. We made it to Portland. That was fun, guys. That was a really cool flight. Very busy here. Let's open up the cargo doors here. Let's open the door. Oh, the door was open? Oh, whoops. That's not good. There we go. Ground crew can now go ahead and start offloading the airplane. Can I open this? There we go. There you have it, folks. We made it down to Portland. I got to get off the air, guys. I got to get going right now. I'm a little bit late on my usual stream end. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me once again, checking out the live stream. Truckin' Dad. So, unfortunately, I was traveling and missed most of the stream. How do you like it? It's great, man. It's awesome. Definitely very different to the Blacksburg Caravan, but that's good, right? Because this is a different airplane altogether. Similar, but has its own unique twitches and quirks that you got to get used to. But so far, this being my first full formal flight IFR, it was fun. It was easy to manage. Everything worked flawlessly. So this thing gets a solid 9 out of 10 for me, man. The only thing that I pointed out yesterday, let me show you. I'm just going to come in here close to the Kodiak 100. Look at the textures. A little bit kind of lower resolution there. Those fasteners securing the fairing over the PT6, they look 2D, you know, and that's fine. Just minor details. Again, I'm not going to talk down on a visual defect. Overall, the aircraft flies and handles like you expected. G1000 was perfect, so I'm happy. All right, guys, well, stay tuned for the next stream. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Thank you, guys. Smooth landings, happy flying. Thank you guys for following along with me, Prime and D3642. We'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.